Sometimes I think social media is brilliant. It's amazing how we're able to connect with people all around the world, share pictures, personal anecdotes, laugh about goofy things that we post for the amusement of ourselves and others. I've been really encouraged to see that generally my friends on social media have stuck to posting these kinds of encouraging or humorous things. A friend of mine posted pictures from her neighborhood with flowers and trees in full bloom. Another friend decided to rank every Disney movie, starting with his favorite and working to his least favorite, and it sparked a good bit of humored, heated debate and discussion. This video of penguins has been floating around. They're walking around an aquarium, observing all the other animals and exhibits. A friend of mine named Gary, who lives in Texas, he shared a scripture that's been playing in my mind ever since he posted it. There have been tons of pictures of babies, dogs, goofy memes about how we're all handling quarantine and the lack of toilet paper. I even got in and shared a photo of my breakfast yesterday that was befuddled. I don't know if it was befuddled because of current events or because I was about to eat it, but either way, I found it humorous. This is the kind of thing that is social media at its best. It's exactly the kind of way that technology makes us more connected and helps us to grow closer to one another. Of course, the dark side to social media is the divisive way that it can be used. Needless arguments, anger, and most of all, snap judgments based on short, trite, or pithy posts that end up dividing people. They factionalize and fracture. We see a post or a comment we disagree with, and instead of charitably disagreeing with the person, we reduce them to a caricature and condemn them as some faceless enemy or other, even people that in regular, ordinary life we love and care about. And we do it in a public forum while in the privacy of our own homes. Jesus has a lot to say about judgment. Specifically in Matthew 5, he says this, "Judge not, that you be not judged. For with the judgment that you pronounce, you will be judged. And with the measure that you measure, it will be measured to you." Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, "Let me take the speck out of your eye," while all the time there is a log in your own? You hypocrite! First, take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. We've all got problems. Many of us have lived long enough to see preconceived notions we formerly held shift and change over time. Yeah, that's called growth. And it's not because we've abandoned ideals, but because we've grown in our wisdom. It's safe to say I've had a log or two that have obstructed my vision over the years. So many, in fact, that you could probably say I've dismantled an entire log cabin in my time. And as I've grown in my understanding, I've come to realize that there are a great many things I've judged people for in the past that I've come to understand I was wrong about. As Jesus teaches, our first priority in regards to righting the wrongs in the world is to sort out our own issues and get our own vision corrected. Then we might actually be of benefit to others in helping them do the same. Of course, I want to tell you right now, I don't think social media, that grand public platform, is the place to do this kind of correction. So that leads me finally to this statement from James, who wrote the book of James. He calls himself a servant of Jesus. And I think his words greatly reflect the attitude of Christ. "Know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God." Let's be reflective. Let's hold our hands away from the reply button to posts that we find on Twitter, Facebook, or Reddit, or whatever social media you're using to stay connected, and let's examine our anger over the words or maybe just memes and misunderstandings of others, and ask ourselves the question, does my response accurately and genuinely reflect God's righteousness. Today, let's be salt and light, shining love, peace, joy, hope, and the good news of Christ, even in the darkest reaches of our social media outlets. I love you all, and I hope that your day is filled with wonderful, hilarious memes about dogs and cats. But most of all, I hope that it's filled with the love of Christ.